my favorite episode so far. We're going to be talking about sunscreens and tanning. So we're gonna get right into it. So do you want to start us off, Lena, by talking about UV radiation?
Yeah, so UV radiation is ultraviolet rays that come out of the sun. There's two kinds, UVA and UVB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually took this in like chemistry. Remember? It's a bit hazy in my mind. Probably I should revise it, but it's okay. There's like so how it works is both rays reach the Earth, and I also think there's a UVC or something like that, but it's like really minimal. I'm not sure. Wait, okay, we might want to check that before we say that. It's okay. Okay. What was I gonna say? So it's basically like the like waves or the so okay, radiation is basically waves, right? Like the UVR is they're a type of like electromagnetic waves, and the shorter waves, or the one like the waves with shorter wavelengths, they have like higher energies, right? So they're like technically more lethal, but in general, they both like reach the sun. They reach the Earth, um, and from what I remember, UVA is like responsible for skin damage, and also like aging and stuff, like the wrinkles. And then UVB is like burning. So you can always like remember like B for burning. That's how I like usually remember it. So yeah, that's like basically what UVR is, and it's getting worse because of like climate change and whatever, the ozone depletion, and because ozone like protects the Earth against like UVR. Because like if we were right in the face of the sun with no protection, we like burn to death. So yeah, uh, like what about tanning though? Because people like they often get confused. Is the sun harmful? Is it good? Is it bad? It's kind of confusing. So,
Yeah.
Nina, I'm pretty sure you know a bit about tanning. So, start us off.
Okay, so first I'm gonna talk about sunburns and then tanning. So, sunburns
Mm-hmm.
are one of the most obvious signs of UV exposure and skin damage. You can usually see it by redness and peeling, and it's a short term form of damage.
Yeah,
So,
like it usually goes away. Yeah, like
yeah.
not forever.
So, why does it even happen? When the UV rays reach your skin, they damage cells in your epidermis. So, your body responds by increasing the blood flow to your skin or the infected areas. That blood flow is what gives the sunburns the redness, and it kind of feels warm when it's burned.
Yeah,
Like,
it literally feels like it's burning.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I actually didn't know that.
I've never been sunburned, alhamdulillah, but I've touched other people's sunburns.
Yeah. Also, like UV radiation, it's like it recognizes a mutagen, so it causes like mutations. So that's why, like, which this is kind of what leads to skin cancer in a way.
Mm.
So mutagens are mutation causing agents. So what they do is they like affect your DNA. So like I guess like we need to do a bit of research on this, but cancer is actually caused by mutations. It's like caused by the activation of oncogenes, which are like because okay, you know when you go to the hospital, oncology is the department for cancer. So you
Yeah.
just remember okay, oncogenes like genes for cancer. So yeah, this kind of plays with like cell division mechanisms or whatever. It's kind of a bit complicated, but the gist is UV radiation is bad. It can burn you, cause DNA, and yeah,
Yeah, so now I'm gonna get into tanning. Some people say there are safe tans, but the reason tans happen is because your skin is or your body is reacting to the UV rays exposed. So it produces more melanin, which is the body's way of producing SPF. But the
yeah, it's
SPF,
like a natural SPF.
yeah, but the SPF released by tanning is usually 2 to 4, and the minimum SPF we use is 15. So it's not gonna protect you from the UV rays as much as a normal sunscreen.
Yeah, like personally, okay, so I'm albino, so I have no melanin, and that means I can't tan, so I only can get burned. It's not like a daily occurrence, طبعا. I do put on sunscreen, but even when I don't put on sunscreen, I'm not in the sun all the time because
Mm.
we like I live in Riyadh and it's really sunny. Unfortunately, today it's
حر
not that bad.
أصلا.
Yeah, it's really hot. So I like no one goes out in the sun. Meaning we all go out at night, so it's fine. But like, so I don't have this mechanism. مثلا, like if the sun hits me, the only thing that can happen is I get burned or like I get damaged by it. I don't get like the tanning.
Mm.
And tanning, I'm pretty sure like it's recognized as a skin injury. This is how it's categorized. But like it's not like lethal if you tan.
It's not lethal, but the way it works is the more you're exposed to the sun, the more likely you are to get burned. And the more you get burned is more likely to get skin cancer.
Yeah.
So it's like كده ورا بعض.
So it's like I mean there's not many wins to it. Maybe you'll have a nice like tan for a few months. But
Yeah.
like I don't know. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah. I mean, you can, as an alternative, you can use fake tan, but it's like,
Oh, like the tanning beds with the spray?
no, the tanning beds are even worse than the sun.
Yeah, because it's like directly like radiation or
Yeah, it's
whatever.
15 minutes of UV rays on your skin, خلاص. But an alternative is spray tan or uh,
Mm.
it's like a foam. Anyways,
Also,
uh,
there's tanning oils, right? Like if you go to the beach, you can help yourself tan a bit by like using tanning oil. They have like
they have
small
SPF.
amounts of SPF. Yeah, like 10, 15. She's like, yeah, صح?
Yeah, they do. So, what happens when you tan? You are aging yourself prematurely. Gives you leathery skin, wrinkled skin, sometimes
Yeah,
dark spots.
like you have like sun-kissed skin for a month, like maybe I don't know, a few months. Whenever you tan, then like later down the line, you're gonna start wrinkling and being shriveled.
Yeah.
Also, I remember there was like this. I saw this post a long time ago. It was about like a truck driver, like because a lot of people don't believe that UV radiation is bad. They
Oh,
believe that
I
the sun
saw
is good
that.
for you. Yeah, yeah, like the truck driver. So like when you're in a car, right? Like the sun is on either side. So if you're in a truck and that's like what you do every day for your job, one side of your face is exposed to the sun, and the other side is like not really exposed. So the guy, I'm not even sure if it was a woman or a guy.
It
I
was a
think it was a
woman.
man. It was a woman, yeah. So the truck driver, what happened was half of her face was like scales. It was like a reptile skin. Like not to be offensive, but that's how badly the UV radiation affected her skin. And then the other side of her face was a bit wrinkled, but it wasn't like as severe as the other side of her face. So this is like direct proof that UV radiation does like damage your skin. And like a lot of people think that sun is good for you. It is good for you because you need vitamin D, but at the same time, like too much sun is not good for you.
Yeah. I also saw this farmer who worked for like 40, 50 years in the sun. بس كان يلبس بنطلون كل يوم. So only his arms were exposed and his arms were like tan, wrinkly, كله dark
Mm.
spots, while his legs were white to non-wrinkly وكل شيء.
Yeah. Also, there was something I was gonna say. Yeah. Okay. So vitamin D, like people, the reason why people think the sun is good too is because they need vitamin D. We all need vitamin D, and a lot of people, especially in Saudi, they have vitamin D deficiencies despite our sun like
Yeah.
being really strong. But it's because we don't go out like in the morning a lot, or like people cover up. So our sun is like really harsh, so it's annoying. Like no one wants to go out in the sun and sweat, and it feels really uncomfortable. So like most people go out at night, for leisure activities and things like that. Um, but like a lot of people have vitamin D deficiencies,
I
and
have
also fun
it.
fact, you have it.
Yeah.
Like fun fact, also the darker your skin is, the harder it is for your like body to absorb the vitamin D apparently from the sun. I don't know if it's like a mechanism with melanin or something, but like for me, I don't have vitamin D deficiency because I don't have any melanin. So my skin absorbs like vitamin D apparently really good. I don't know. And people think that sunscreen like stops your body from like absorbing vitamin D, which I don't think is true at all.
I think we'll get into this when we start
Yeah,
talking about sunscreens.
yeah. So is there anything else we should like talk about? Concerning tanning?
Oh, the skin cancer part.
Oh yeah, true.
So there's two main types of skin cancer. It's melanoma and non-melanoma cancer. Melanoma is it's usually less common, but it's more dangerous than non-melanoma for your skin. Melanoma causes more skin cancer deaths than non-melanoma deaths.
Wait, they're the black spots, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, also like it depends on the parts of your body, because some of like parts of your body they're more susceptible to skin cancer than other ones. Like I know like ears and lips and even eyelids, I think, are the most like common places for skin cancer. Uh, like that's why a lot of people have to get like pieces of their lip cut out because of this. Um,
That's
and that's
crazy.
why you should like what?
That's crazy, honestly.
Yeah, like and it probably sucks too because like if it's already there, it's hard to get out.
Yeah.
And that's why like also these spots are a lot of like missed spots for people when they put on sunscreen. Like to put on their face and whatever arms, but they might miss their ears or like personally I don't really put sunscreen on my lips that much. Like I have like this like sunscreen like lip balm thing,
Mm.
but I don't like putting it on. It just like it feels like my lips are sticky. That might be because the product is bad. I don't know. But you should protect like you can put normal sunscreen on your lips, but it'll probably like dry them out.
Yeah, I've seen ما أدري في مرة جربت sunscreen lip balm and it was white. So I stopped
It
using
made
it.
your lips white?
Yeah.
What? It's probably mineral sunscreen. That's weird.
ما أدري على طول رميته.
Nah, mine was like translucent, I guess. Kind of Vaseline, يعني. It wasn't that bad.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, what are symptoms of skin cancer? It's any changes on your skin, especially size or color of a mole or birthmark or other dark pigmentation. You might
Mm.
experience scaliness, oozing, or bleeding on your skin. Your skin might feel itchy, tender, or painful, I guess.
Yeah, basically, like if you feel like there's something wrong with your skin, go check it out. Go get checked
Yeah.
out. But also, like, I think okay, it's recommended. I'm pretty sure to have like a yearly skin check. Like, you go to the doctor, and the doctor checks like your whole body and sees if there's any abnormal like growths or whatever. So like do that. I guess I should do it to be honest, because I'm like really susceptible to skin cancer, but I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah,
if you have
yeah, albinism. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I remember I used to go when I was like a kid with my mom, and we'd go get like checked out, and I wouldn't understand why this doctor. I don't know. It was a bit like weird, with safety and whatever.
Mm. Something else that the sun can damage is your eyes, or also called photokeratitis. It can be thought of as a sunburn on the cornea, and it's caused by intense UVC and UVB exposure of the eye.
Okay, I was right. There is a UVC.
Yeah. So some people also call this snow blindness because many people develop this condition in a snow environment. طبعا هناك the reflections of the UVB rays are high.
Oh yeah, I remember like once I was in a really like snowy, like it snowed a lot, and I remember I woke up and I couldn't even look out the window because of how like bright it was.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
So the symptoms can be tearing of your eyes, pain, swollen eyelids, feels a feeling of sand in the eye. Obviously, if that happens, you go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, I think like looking at eclipses is like dangerous.
yeah,
Like
but
solar eclipses. I remember I tried to do it once, but I don't know. I chickened out.
I remember we had an eclipse like 2 years ago, and we had
Mm.
finals that week, and
they made it late at night.
yeah.
So honestly,
عشان ما حد
yeah.
يطالع على الشمس ومدري ايش.
Eh,
I remember my mom got so mad. She was like قاعدة تهددنا تقول لنا لو أحد طالع على الشمس حقتلكم مدري إيه.
the sun will kill you first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh, we can start talking about sunscreen now, I guess.
Yeah. So this is okay. We're gonna talk about sunscreen. It's my favorite part. So, I guess like we should start about like with defining sunscreens. So like sunscreens are basically like products that help protect you from UV radiation. There are two types. There's mineral sunscreens and chemical sunscreens. Like in science or whatever, they're like usually referred to as like organic and inorganic. And this refers to the filters because sunscreens like the how they work is that they contain ingredients called UV filters, and depending on like what chemicals or compounds these UV filters are made of, they're classified as like inorganic or organic. So, do you want us to first start with like chemical or mineral ones?
Yeah, okay. We can talk about either.
Okay, I guess like we'll start with mineral sunscreens. So mineral sunscreens, they reflect UV rays. So the two most common, I think, UV filters are titanium dioxide and zinc oxide.
Mm.
So um, people don't really like using these sunscreens because of like they have a white cast, and that's because I guess these like, ingredients are white, like these the oxides. Um, and it makes your face it makes you look like a ghost, right? For me, even for me,
Yeah.
like I can pull off a mineral sunscreen because I'm like really white, but even then, like there, you can still see like a white cast. I don't know how to explain it. And then obviously these are not friendly for people with like darker skin tones.
Yes.
But people like them. Yeah, but people like them because they're like seen as more safe. Because okay, the word chemical makes people like scared. So when they hear mineral sunscreens, they think it's safer. Um, but there's tinted sunscreens, which is like what works for a lot of people, I think. So they're mineral sunscreens, but they have like other compounds that, like maybe you'd find in like foundation or whatever that make them tinted. So it makes it easier for people with like darker skin tones to use mineral sunscreen. So I know like CeraVe has one. Um, a lot of companies have them. It's like
La Roche
a trend.
Posay.
Yeah, a lot of them have them.
Yeah.
But the problem with them is that like sometimes they don't match people's skin tones. Like they're either too light, and then people like who have really dark skin tones can't use them. Yeah, or like you look orange if you use them. But it's a matter of finding the right product for you, I guess.
We're just finding a sunscreen. I mean, حتكون غالبا chemical sunscreen without a white
Yeah,
cast.
to be honest, I prefer them, man.
Same.
Like, but nowadays, they're making mineral sunscreens with no white cast. Like at first, I didn't understand it, but it's all about nanotechnology. So nanotechnology, like they use it to make like nanoparticles of zinc oxide and titanium dioxide and other UV filters. Like in the US, they use these two UV filters, but I know in Europe and whatever, and like Korea, they have like more mineral filters, and that's why like UV sunscreens in Europe and like Korea and Japan, you'd rarely see a sunscreen with a white cast. Like I'd say their sunscreen technology is more advanced. But anyways, so they use nanotechnology to like make them really small so that there's no white cast. And that's why like La Roche-Posay charges so much for sunscreens. I'm pretty sure because like it's getting more expensive. But anyways, like La Roche-Posay is like kind of seen as like a luxury brand in a way. But yeah, there's also like hybrid sunscreens, which we'll get into after talking about chemical ones. But do you want to talk about chemical sunscreens, Lena?
Yeah. So many people are scared of chemical sunscreens because, oh, the word chemical. But,
yeah.
It might be because there's a chemical called oxybenzone, which is called as a hormone disruptor, which scares people. They say it interferes with the body's natural hormone production, but there's no evidence that oxybenzone is harmful to humans. I've seen a research paper like testing this out, and it says it takes
Oof.
277 years or something شي زي كده to get the
Yeah.
oxybenzone to disrupt the body's hormone levels in a significant way. Uh,
Oh, bad. Like people know, like you're putting the sunscreen on your skin, and I think there's minimal evidence to show that like some of it goes into your body, like your bloodstream. But it's like first of all, your body has its own mechanisms for getting rid of waste. So if there's something that the body cannot use, like the body absorbs things that it uses, like glucose and like different metal ions, like sodium,
mm,
whatever that it needs. But it removes everything else through like it filters it out and it's removed from your body. And even then, the amounts of these chemicals that enter your bloodstream is very very low. So it's very like you'll never really see any harmful like hormonal disruptions or whatever from different UV filters.
yeah. Also, this oxybenzone is usually used in plastic, nail polish, hairspray. So it's used in our daily lives, but people
Mm.
avoid it in sunscreen because, well, it causes hormone disruptions. But we use it every single day. Or,
Yeah,
yeah.
people are scared of like chemical like names, even parabens and whatever,
Mm,
like things that people like the companies use to preserve their products. People are scared of them, even though like they have nothing to be scared about because these are things, as you said, that we use all the time.
yeah. Uh, Hybrid sunscreens. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So wait, before we go on that, like some chemical sunscreens, they don't reflect UV rays like mineral sunscreens. They absorb them and then
Mm,
uh, in a way reflect them back. It's kind of like they absorb different wavelengths and then they reflect the what's it called? Like it's kind of similar to how like different compounds, like transition metals, they have different colors because they absorb different wavelengths and then they reflect the wavelengths that are complementary to those. That's why we see like colors and these things.
yeah.
But anyways, that's a different topic. So like yeah, basically chemical sunscreens they don't have a white cast, and people find them more convenient to use, but they can like be uncomfortable if you put them around your eyes. You might start tearing up and whatever. But nowadays, like companies, they're finding ways around that. Like you never really come across a harsh chemical sunscreen. But yeah, anyways, hybrid sunscreens. So hybrid sunscreens, they take both mineral and chemical sunscreens, and they combine them to protect your skin against UV radiation. So I actually have one, and it's pretty good. Like it's not as like I guess irritating as a chemical sunscreen might be, like for people with sensitive skin. But at the same time, it um, it also has no white cast, and yeah, they're generally like it's a good like compromise, let's say, between the mineral sunscreen and the chemical sunscreens.
Mm.
So if you don't know which one to use, consider picking up like a hybrid sunscreen. What is the best sunscreen to use? In my opinion, and many people's opinions, the best sunscreen to use is the one that you actually want to use, and like one you don't feel like lazy to put on, or you don't dread putting it on. Like it doesn't feel sticky. But again, there's different like preferable sunscreens for different skin types. So yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to add, I bought this, I think, chemical sunscreen from a Korean brand. It was SPF 36 وما كان فيه white cast. I loved it so much. Like I finished it in like 2-3 months. مرة بسرعة for me.
What
But
brand?
Innisfree.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's on Yes Side. Anyways, I finished it and then I saw there was an SPF 50 version. And I was in a rush. I was buying it. I was in a rush. And then I accidentally took the green tinted one. And it was,
Green?
yeah, for,
Why is there a green tint?
so it's for people with redness. So it
Yeah,
cancels the
actually I heard about
redness
that.
out. بس يعني أنا ما عندي redness to the point that I have to use a green sunscreen. So
So it made your face white, red, green?
it made my face pale.
So it's like a white cast.
Yeah. It was a green cast.
That's actually kind of weird. But I remember I saw like a. This reminds me. There's a brand. The brand that makes the pimple patches. What's it called? Hero Cosmetics or something.
Mm.
Yeah, they have a green sunscreen. I remember, and like, as you said, it's for redness. So like, if your face is inflamed and you put this on, it can help like remove some of that redness, like visibly. Obviously, it's not like treating it, but it's like a cosmetic thing.
Yeah.
I think for me, like I don't have redness, but like my face has like a red undertone, so it could work. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
if someone is usually more on the red side, it could work for them. بس وجهي أنا I feel like it's more on the yellow side,
mm,
so it didn't work for me. بس عادي if I rub it in a lot, it works. I don't know. I love the sunscreen too much to throw it out.
yeah, and that like it goes to show that the best sunscreen isn't the same for everyone. So, like you might have your own favorite sunscreen, I might not have my own. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Uh, yeah, different skin types.
if you have dry skin, you should look for a cream based or lotion based sunscreen that has a thicker consistency so it can provide some moisture. Uh, like it should feel more like a moisturizer than a sunscreen. Sometimes
Mm,
sunscreens feel pasty. بس دحين like the Innisfree one I was talking about, the SPF 36 one, it feels like a normal moisturizer. Like if you put it on, there's no white cast or anything. It just feels normal. And it does give a little bit of a glow, so
mm. Usually, mineral sunscreens, I think they have like they have more thicker consistencies. Like even the hybrid one I have, I like it, but at the same time, it feels like I can feel it. I don't feel it on my face, but if I touch my face, like I feel like there's something on it. You know what I mean?
mm.
Yeah. It doesn't have like a what do they call it? Matte finish or whatever.
اه لا انا ما احب المات finishes.
I don't know. I just don't like. I don't like it when my face is like oily from the sunscreen. I don't like it when it's. I don't know. I just want it to be like feel like nothing. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what most people want. I think.
أنا because my face gets dry throughout the day, especially in school. It I just like to put like moisturizing ingredients in the morning عشان I don't keep
Mm,
having to rehydrate وأنا في المدرسة, you know?
yeah.
So sensitive skin should use like obviously uh
I think they prefer like mineral sunscreens usually.
yeah, for because the zinc oxide or the titanium oxide helps with the calming of the skin, so it's better for sensitive skin. So yeah, or maybe a hybrid sunscreen could work too, because
Yeah, hybrid sunscreens are really like good because they work for most people.
mm,
Like sometimes my chemical sunscreen might be too irritating for you, and then a mineral sunscreen might be too thick or like too pasty. So hybrid sunscreen is a good combination.
yeah. So for oily or acne prone skin, you should look for a water based sunscreen or gel based formulations since it's really light and it or find something with a matte finish like the one you use.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or like for me, I have combination skin, I think, but it's more on the oily side. So sometimes like what I really like is those the Korean ones that like they absorb and they don't like for real absorb, but they feel like they're gone when you put them on. Like 5 minutes
mm,
and the feeling is gone. Those are really good.
I saw this Japanese one كده لونه أزرق, like when you apply مو when you apply when you squeeze it out it's blue. I feel like I think it's water based, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, the Japanese ones are good. I got this one that's like in a golden like packaging thing. It's really good, but it's like kind of hard to spread. But generally, it's good. Then there's also
Mm,
that like the La Roche Posay one, the one in like the tiny fluid tube. That one is good, but it's expensive. So I only get it when I'm in like other countries and it's cheaper.
yeah, of
Um,
Europe mostly.
yeah, And there's also like a dupe for it, like the Garnier one. They have like the same thing, and in my opinion, it's better. To be honest, it's at Boots, I think, in like London or whatever. They have like a. It's the same. It looks the same. And it's so good. It's I think it's mineral as well because it has like that kind of mineral feeling, but not
Mm.
really. There's no white cast.
Mm. Uh, what else do we have?
Yeah. So I think that's it, right? Like the best sunscreen is the one that works for you. Like try it out. You can also use body sunscreens on your face, but like depends because sunscreens can be expensive. So it might be helpful to use a body sunscreen that comes in a big tube on your face if your face can like handle it or if it feels good on your face. So for example, I remember a few years ago I bought like this was when Super Goop was like a really popular, and I don't really care about their like what is it called invisible screen thing. 'Cause, like to be honest, I can pull off any like can not consistent like color because even
Yeah.
if it has a white cast, I don't care. Um, but I remember they had this big one. Like I thought it was a good deal, so I bought it. It was the Super Good Play or something. So it's
Ah,
meant for
yeah,
your
I saw
body.
that.
Yeah, it smells like lemon. Kind of is good. I like the smell, but it's like so oily on your face. You put it on and you feel it. So I didn't like it. I liked it at first, but then I started hating it. So I only started using it for my body. But then I also tried this like uh Paula's Choice one. It's for your body, but I used it for my face, and it was good. I really liked it, so I buy it again. So you can use like body sunscreens on your face if you can handle it. There's no problem. But they're generally like thicker or like more oily sometimes.
Mm.
I
Uh,
think I think that's a wrap, right?
yeah.
Okay, that concludes this episode. Thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned for our next episode because our series of the skincare routine finished. So we're going to be talking about newer topics, and each episode is going to be something new. So stay on the lookout.